Hi there, today we're unboxing a mechanical gaming keyboard. So this particular one is by Logitech and it's the G513 Carbon. So sent to me by Logitech for review purposes. Details in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. Quite an interesting one. Obviously this is an RGB mechanical gaming keyboard and the keys are Roma G tactile. So the actual actuation distance is 1.5 mil on that and a total travel of 3.2 mil. So let's have a quick look around the packaging. Comes really nicely packaged. Let's come in close there just to show. Okay, some basic details. Some branding here. Again, more branding. Looks very slick. And let's have a look at the back. Obviously highlighting the actual keys, the USB port on there as well, and the actual build of the actual keyboard. Okay, let's open it up and see what you get in the packaging. So, flip this around. Okay, so let's take this out of the packaging. So initially, you've got an area here with the cabling in there. So if I pull that like so, it should come out. And let's open up this end. Okay, got some spare keys in there. Take the keyboard out and the wrist rest. Important safety, compliance and warranty information and some connectivity details there. Okay, so I've laid out all the items you get in the packaging. So let's take a look at each one. So the spare keys come vacuum packed. So let's open it up and take a look. Okay, just to show the key, it's slightly different from the actual keys that are on the gaming keyboard. So there's a slight ridge on there. So just fits your finger quite well. Whereas all the other keys are completely flat on the keyboard. Now, I've taken the keyboard removal tool out as well. So what you can do, push that on and then you can pull the keys out if you needed to. So easy way to clean your keyboard and replace the keys. So all these keys are similar. They have that ridge on there. Okay, so that's that. Let's have a look next at the actual wrist rest. I've heard good things about this from other people. Okay. A very nice soft padded finish to it, and it's like imitation leather, and you've got rubber pads here at the bottom, so 6 of them. Obviously some branding there, Logitech and the G513 keyboard palm rest it says, so obviously your palm goes there, and it is very comfortable actually, very comfortable indeed. Okay, next thing, the actual keyboard. Let's open that one up. Comes securely packaged. Okay, let's have a look at the back. So obviously if you had it flat, you've got the rubber pads on there to keep it secure. And then you've got the actual positioning stand so you can adjust it so it's at an angle. Build wise, it's a good solid feel to it, I have to admit. And you've got like a brushed aluminium finish on the top, as you can see. Keys themselves, very quiet. So I've tried some of the budget gaming keyboards out and they can be very noisy. And this is one of the things about the Roma G tactile keys. Very fast response on them and very quiet. Okay, so let's take a look around the keyboard. So a strong plasticky finish underneath the plate, obviously. You've got the model there, the G513. And then at the back, you've got a hole. It looks like it's for maybe future editions. So maybe you could attach an attachment where your phone could slot onto it, perhaps. Okay, then you've got a USB 2 slot. So this is sort of pass-through technology. So if I show the end of this, you've got one connection for the keyboard and the other one for the USB. So you could plug your phone in for charging, or even if you had a wired mouse, it could actually be plugged into here if you wanted. So quite nice. Would have liked maybe multiple ones really, rather than just one. It can come in useful. You can plug in your mouse and even a phone if you wanted to charge it. So there you go. Really nice. Let's look at the cable. So braided cable here, obviously 2 cables, and it's nice the fact that it's just a single cable. And then when it gets to your PC, it splits up then. I wouldn't have liked 2 cables coming out of this. Would have been really messy. So let's unwind that. Feels really good quality actually, the cable does. Okay, so quite a nice amount of length on there. Let me zoom in so you could actually see the cable itself. So if I come in here, there you go. Really good build quality, have to admit. Even the connectors, you can tell, really well built. Okay, so impressed so far. And in terms of typing and using it, very nice with the wrist rest. I think this is a great addition to have. It's one of the things I found a bit irritating about some of the other keyboards. Can get uncomfortable. Obviously with this, it's really nicely padded and just gives that additional comfort to your wrist as you're using it. Okay, so let me show the top plate of the keyboard. So really nice finish on there. So it's built out of a mixture of aluminium and magnesium. So brushed finish on there, and that avoids fingerprints appearing on there. So really nice. Good solid feel, I have to admit to there. Doesn't feel cheap and nasty in any way. The actual keyboard itself, all giving a flat finish, the keys, and the replacement keys just gives that additional indicator when you're gaming. So you could have these replaced, and just a comfort factor. So when you've got your finger on there, it just fits nicely in place. So let me show how to replace the keys. So you get the keyboard key remover and pull it up, simple as that. And then take your key and you can push it on. But let me give you a zoom in on that just to show. Okay, so to place it on, just make sure the plastic bits sit in position correctly, and that's it. Simple as that. So you see the difference. Obviously you've got the ridge just nicely fits your finger into position. Okay, so I've set up my laptop and I'm just going to show the connectors, the USB ones being plugged in. So initially I'm going to plug in the USB pass-through and then the keyboard connector. So plug and play, I can see setting up a device. We're setting up the G513 and there you go, it's ready. If I move that back just so you can see the keys. So obviously RGB colors on there, and let me bring it in close just so you can see. Looks very nice. Definitely does. Okay, so I've gone to the Logitech support site and I'm going to download the Logitech gaming software. So it lets you customize the setting on the keyboard. So let's download that. Just run that straight once it's downloaded. Just say next to that, give it a moment to install. Okay, there you go. Computer needs a restart now, so let me restart that. Okay, so the laptop's restarted, and if I click here in the taskbar, you've got the Logitech symbol. Let me click on that, and the gaming software starts up. So initially you're presented with a view of the keyboard, and you can see the actual function keys flashing away. So let me click back on there. If I click off, it stops. Now, if I click again, it'll actually go into this option. So this is, let me hover over that just so you can see, customize G keys. So if I click on that, you can actually customize the gaming keys. So each one is programmable, and there's a little drop down on there. So assign new command, or you can go via here and edit the key and assign the new command. So media commands can be assigned, mouse functions can be done, and even multi-keys as well. So let me cancel out of there, and if I go back to home, there's a function key inversion. So what that is, you can flip over the keys so they'll work as your new assignments, and you'd have to use the function key to go back to using F1, F2, etc. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this is lighting settings. So initially, if I click here, you've got freestyle, so you can individually program a color for each key. You've got zones, so you can actually pick different zones and group the colors together for the keys. We've got this one as well, so effects. So that's the different effects you can have. So it's a fixed color, breathing effect, star effect, color cycle, and a few more there. Okay, if I click on this one, your effects, so that'll give other effects. Pretty cool. And customization wise, very impressive what you can do with this. So let's go back and just leave it on color cycle. Okay, next one is game mode settings. Okay, so for this one, it has got a tip at the bottom, and it says click on a key you want to disable when the game mode key is enabled. You can add game mode keys to any game profile. Okay. Okay, so with this option, you'll actually tell you which keys you press the most. So it's a bit of an analysis on the keyboard. Okay, moving on, we've got an option here to install Overwolf, and then we've got settings one here. So general, some basic info there. So you can get this starting up when Windows starts up. Quick macros as well, game integration, graphics, automatically download high resolution product images, and scan for the game. So this is for profiles. So you can actually download gaming profiles which have predefined keys on there, which are highlighted when you're gaming. Analytics, some analytics for Logitech, so they can analyze more details about the product. The G513 device startup effects, on-screen display. Then you've got profile, art control, and developer. Cancel that. Okay, and finally, you've got help. And that's it. That's all the options covered off on this. Okay, the actual usability of the keyboard. Like I've already said, it feels very comfortable, especially with the palm rest here. And typing wise, you're typing away. Some of the budget ones, it is very noisy, you know, after a while it can get irritating, but this is very quiet. And in terms of actual keystroke and how quickly the character appears, just to give an indication, it's just a small touch. So that much, it only has to go down slightly for the actual key to become active. hence it does go down all this way, but just that much alone can activate it. So cool, very responsive, and again very comfortable to use. Okay, so with the actual controlling the RGB colors on the keyboard and the settings, you're not limited to just using the software. So if I click the function key and F5, I can flip between the different options. So this at the moment is ripple effect. This is the fixed color. That's the breathing mode. As you can see it breathing away. Let's go to the next one. Star effect. So you see them appearing gradually. Color cycle. Color wave. Key press. Pretty cool. Okay, so next I want to show if the pass-through USB is any different from plugging in directly into a computer. So I've got a cable here which is plugged in into my laptop, and I've got a meter that shows the current on there. So if we give it a moment, so it shows the voltage and the amps. So this cable is connected to my mobile for charging purposes, and give it a second, just let it stabilize. So you're seeing 4.74 volts and 0.35 amps. Okay, so if I unplug that now and unplug that, I'll put the pass-through cable back in again. And plug this into the laptop. See it appear, and then I'll get the charging cable for the phone. And the same again. There you go, 0.35 amps. So no real difference in that. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of this gaming keyboard. A very cool keyboard here in terms of comfort and usage. Details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like and subscribe.